Hello there, this is Mathematics Alive, Algebra Lesson 17, Addition and Subtraction of Algebraic Fractions. The prerequisite skill for addition and subtraction of algebraic fractions is finding the least common denominator of the fractions involved. So if you have two fractions, you are adding or subtracting two fractions with different denominators, you have to get the LCD of the denominators. And the LCD is equal to the LCM of the denominators. So the rule for finding the LCD is the same as the rules for finding the LCM of two or more numbers. So to find the LCM of this expression and this expression, we have to factor the numerical coefficient of 6 and the numerical coefficient of 4. And here are the factors. And then we attach the literal coefficient. So we have 2 times 3 r squared and 2 squared times r cubed. And then we will get the common factors first. And we have 2 and 2 squared. We will get the common factor with the highest power. So we have 2 squared. And then multiply it with the rest of the factors. So we will still multiply it with 3. And we will take the common factor here, r squared and r cubed. The highest power of r is cubed. So we multiply this. And we have 12r cubed. That is our common factor. And then after that, we raise the terms of these two fractions to higher term, each with the LCD as the denominator. So to get the LCD for this, we will think of what number to multiply to 6r squared to get this LCD. So, to make that easier, we simply divide 12r cubed by 6r squared. And that will be the number here. So, 12 divided by 6 is 2. And r cubed divided by r squared is r. So, we multiply both numerator and denominator by 2r. And that will result to 5 times 2, 10 r. And then the LCM becomes the LCD, 12 r cubed. Then the second fraction, we raise that to higher terms, and we will divide 12 by 4. We get 3. And r cubed by r cubed, so that cancels. So we have 3 over 3 as our multiplier. And we multiply the numerators, we have 9. So simply add 9. The answer to this addition is 10r plus 9 all over 12r cubed. Next number, we have the two fractions with different denominators. So let's find the LCD for these two fractions. So first is we factor the denominators if they are factorable. And the factors of x squared minus 4x minus 5 are negative x minus 5 times x plus 1. And the factors of x squared minus x minus 20 is equal to x minus 5 times x plus 4. So the LCM is the product of all the factors involved. If there are common factors, you write the common factor first. So we have here a common factor, x minus 5. And then we have two other factors which we will include in the product. So, you multiply that with x plus 1 and x plus 4. This becomes the LCM and also the LCD. Now we're ready to add and subtract the algebraic fractions. First, we will add or subtract algebraic fractions with similar denominators. If the denominators are the same, then we simply add the numerators and copy the common denominator. So, examples, we have 4 over 7 plus 2 over 7. We copy the denominator 7 and add 4 plus 2 equals 6. So the answer is 6 over 7. Number 2, we have 3x over x minus 1 minus 2x over x minus 1. Copy x minus 1. And then you have 3 minus 2x. So this becomes x. Number 3, we have a common denominator of y plus 1. And then you add the numerators, y plus 1. And we find that the numerator is the same as the denominator. So we can cancel this. And the answer is 1. And for number 4, we have a plus b over 2 minus a minus b over 2. So we copy the common denominator and subtract the numerators. A plus b minus the quantity a minus b. We will enclose the second expression in the numerator with a parenthesis because it is preceded by a negative sign. Or you can simply change the sign of the numerator in the second term. So we copy a plus b and then change the sign of a. That becomes negative a and positive b over 2. And we add a minus a, that is 0. And b plus b, we have 2b over 2. So this can cancel. And the final answer is B. Let us now proceed to addition and subtraction of algebraic fractions with different denominators. We will now apply the use of the LCD here. Number 1, we have 2 over 3y plus 1 over 4y. We will get the LCD of 3y and 4y, which is 12y, because we simply multiply 3 and 4 since they are relatively prime. And then get one factor, common factor, which is y. So we have 12y. And next, we raise the each factor to higher terms, each with the LCD as the denominator. So, to get the missing multiplier here and raise the fraction to higher terms, we simply divide 12y by 3y. So, 12 divided by 3 is 4. So, the missing factor is 4. And that will be the multiplier in the numerator. So, the result is 3y times 4 is 12y. that will be the common denominator. And here, the missing factor here is 12y divided by 4y is equal to 3. So we simply multiply 1 times 3, and this becomes 3, and 2 times 4, that becomes 8. So we have 8 plus 3 equals 11 over 12y. That's the answer. Number 2, we have 8 over a minus 2 plus 4 over a plus 2. So the LCD is obvious. You simply multiply the two terms, but keep it in factored form. So the missing factor for this to be raised to higher terms is the other factor. So we have a plus 2, and the missing factor for this is the other factor, a minus 2. And then we multiply this inside and multiply this also. So we have 8a plus 16. And then minus 4a plus 8 plus 8. And then combine similar terms, we have 8a minus 4a and 16 plus 8 is equal to 24. All over a minus 2 times a plus 2. That's the final answer. Next, we have 4 over x squared minus x plus 6 over x squared plus 2x minus 1 over x squared plus x minus 2. We factor each of the factorable denominators. Then we get the LCD. And the LCD for this is we will get a representative of each of the factors because there are no powers. So we just have a representative for x, x minus 1, and x plus 2. And this is our LCD. So we will write the LCD here, and we will raise the fractions to higher terms. So the missing factor here is the missing part of the LCD to make these factors complete and have the LCD instead. So the missing factor is x plus 2. And we write the same in the numerator. And here we have x times x plus 2, and the missing factor to complete the LCD is x minus 1. And for the last, we have x plus 2 times x minus 1 as the factors, and the missing factor here is x. And then we will write the LCD in the next step. And we will simply copy in the next step. Okay, and we will simplify. We'll put a plus sign here. So we have 4x plus 8 plus 6x minus 6 minus x. Adding similar terms, we have 4 plus 6 is equal to 10x. And then, oh, we still have a negative x, so this becomes 9. X. Then 8 minus 6 is equal to 2. And this is no longer factorable, and that is our final answer. And lastly, we have 3 over 4a minus 5 plus 9 over 5 minus 4a. So the form of the denominator is familiar because we have opposite signs for 4a and negative 4a, and opposite signs for negative 5 and 5. So we will simply manipulate that by multiplying one of the fractions by negative 1 over negative 1 to change the form of the denominator and have a common denominator. So we will multiply the second term by negative 1 over negative 1 and multiply this here inside. So that changes to 4a minus 5. Therefore, the LCD is 4a minus 5. And then we have 3 and negative 9. 3 minus 9 is equal to negative 6. And that is our final answer. So, addition and subtraction of algebraic fractions is a bit difficult for most students, but with practice, you can master this skill. Thank you very much for watching, and please don't forget to share, like, and subscribe to this channel by clicking the button below. Bye-bye.